Welcome to Southside News Today. It's Tuesday, February 9th. I'm Chuck Vipperman reporting. Southside News Today is brought to you by Redeemed Christian Dance Studio. Danville planters this week signed off on the latest effort to try to reduce peak power demand for DP&L customers. DeLorean Power wants to build a 10.6 megawatt battery energy storage project on Monument Street. Company spokesperson this week told the Planning Commission it would be the first energy storage system on the DP&L grid.
10.6 megawatt battery storage system going to be used primarily for saving the city money on their wholesale electric bills by reducing peak demand in the.
Estimates suggest Danville would save $1.2 million in transmission and capacity costs in the first year of the agreement. Over the 20-year life of the plan, savings would top $48 million. The Danville Industrial Development Authority voted today to sell the King Creek Boulevard property occupied by Lighthouse. The purchaser, Lighthouse. The estimated $20 million sale would cover the IDA's debts on the property. Lighthouse opened its first East Coast production facility at the former Sky Valley Foods facility 2 years ago. They're investing $46 million, plan to hire 160 workers at their refrigerated warehouse. They make refrigerated salad dressings, cheeses, dips, sauces, apple cider, and freeze-dried herbs. Martinsville police have one suspect in custody. A second remains at large following a convenience store shooting over the weekend. That shooting followed a much larger shootout at a restaurant, a shooting that left 2 people dead. Now, the one at a convenience store happened in the wee hours Saturday at a Valero on Brookdale Street. The clerk says there were 2 cars in the parking lot. Shots were fired. Both cars sped off. D'Angelo Howard was wounded and is being treated at a Roanoke hospital. The first suspect, 19-year-old Desanya Hairston, surrendered yesterday. Federal marshals are being called in to search for the second suspect, 21-year-old Ombe Johnson. The local death toll from coronavirus is now up to 140. Pittsylvania County reported another COVID-19 fatality this morning, a man over the age of 80. After adding only 8 new infections on Monday, 70 new cases were reported today in the Pittsylvania Danville Health District. Officials say a backlog of data can sometimes cause sharp spikes. 70 new cases is in line with the 1-week average. The positive test rate locally, 16.2%. A local lawmaker who scored 2 big wins in the Senate last week is crossing his fingers this week as those measures move to the House of Delegates. It was the 3rd year Southside State Senator Bill Stanley introduced measures calling for a referendum on $3 billion of state borrowing to address crumbling schools, and another measure that would amend the state constitution to guarantee, quote, equal educational opportunities for every public school student in Virginia. Even if the House passes the measures and the governor signs the bills, it would have to be approved again in next year's General Assembly. Leaders in Chatham want to improve the town's water and sewer system. Town council voted unanimously this week to spend $18,000 for a GIS system that'll plot and find issues in the town's water and sewage system. This will show how old some of the underground infrastructure is. It'll also tell workers exactly where the shutoff valves are and spot hard-to-find leaks. Older students in Halifax County will soon return to in-person classroom instruction. Those in grades pre-K through 3rd grade returned this morning. The rest are coming back March 8th. Parents will still have a choice as to whether to send students back or use a hybrid model. Classrooms in Halifax County will be socially distanced. Students and staff will have to wear a mask in school buildings and on the bus. In sports, the GW Eagles' brief basketball season ended abruptly at home last night. A second-half surge by the Halifax County Blue Comets lifted them to a 72-58 win over the Eagles in the first round of the regional tournament. It was just the Comets' 3rd game. Their first 2 were losses to the Eagles. GW led last night by Jacoby Dixon's 20 points. Let's take a moment now and drift to the positive side. Here's Dr. Joey Fawcett and Live Positive.
I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett, coaching you to live positive today. What are you thinking about right now? I was in the Washington, D.C. area to speak, driving through some of what I'm convinced is the eternal road construction there. So here I am driving slowly in traffic when I see beside me this huge motor grader running about 35 miles per hour on what will be a road one day. It looks like it's carrying about 20 tons of dirt in it, and it's moving faster than I am. Well, up on top of this gigantic piece of equipment carrying all that dirt is a little man sitting in a cab, both hands on the steering wheel. He weighs a fraction of the equipment and the dirt, but nonetheless, he controls it. Now, the good news is he controlled it very well. But what if he didn't? What if he took both hands off the steering wheel and just let the machine go? That'd be devastating, wouldn't it? Your thoughts seem to weigh a fraction of who you are, and yet they're your little man in the cap. You become what you think about. So keep your hands on the wheel of your mind. Carry positive thoughts with you and steer in that positive direction as you live positive and make a life worth living. Coaching you to live positive today, I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Thanks, Dr. Joe. Your forecast calling for increasingly cloudy skies tonight. Highs around 36 degrees. Slight chance of light rain tomorrow, particularly in the afternoon hours. Highs around 46. That's a look at Southside News today. It's been brought to you by Redeemed Christian Dance Studio. I'm Chuck Vipperman. Have a great evening.